He hops in. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for hopping on. If you want to open your videos and participate, like that would be great. I love when it's more of a conversation. So feel free to ask questions. I'd rather, talk with you than just talk at you, but I'm happy to present either way. But if you have a question or you want to ask anything or make a statement, anything, feel free. I'm going to go ahead and pull up our presentation and we'll go ahead and get started. All right. All right, well, you guys are here. We do a creative and modern approach to farming on our team. It is one of our biggest lead generators for our team, and it's also really fun. So we call it a new, modern, creative and relational approach to farming. I know kind of in the past, farming is like, okay, well, what mailers do you send out? And we send out a mailer every week to our farm. I'll probably like bag on mailers a little bit, but we do them. And I'll talk to you at the end about kind of what we do, but that's like the smallest part of how we farm our neighborhoods that we farm in. But we do a lot more that's digital and relational. So that's our focus when it comes to farming. Just a little bit about me. I'm the director of operations with the Josh Rogers team / F3 home team. We are in the St. Augustine, Jacksonville, Florida area. My experience over the past 6 years, I came in and started out as just an office administrator, putting stamps on envelopes. Since then, I've worked as the transaction coordinator. I currently manage all of our team's finances. I do marketing, so I play a big role in helping the agents farm and doing the events that we'll talk about during this course. I'm currently also the ISA for our team, which has been really interesting. And like I said, I'm the director of operations, so I also oversee like the smaller teams that help out with these larger systems. My personal strengths: organization, time management, social media, which you'll see a lot of in this presentation, finances, and I love Trello, so I had to put it on there. Last year, just so you know kind of the size of our team, we closed 253 units with 140.5 million in volume, and we currently run our team on a 45% profit margin. So from financial standpoint and our size, that's it. This is a picture of our team down here. That's all of us. I guess you would call us medium-sized. There's currently 17 of us on the team, including all of our administrative roles. So why am I qualified to do a presentation on farming? This has been our success. It was our #2 lead source last year. We closed 33 transactions due to farming our different neighborhoods, and it was a total of $16.1 million in volume that we brought in through our farming efforts. Now with farming, there's two ways, like how we make that decision, like where to farm. How do you know what area? The first major factor is it's where we live. So we've got lots of little neighborhoods throughout our area, which is St. Johns County, lots of different communities, and just randomly enough, all of us on our team live in different ones throughout the county. So nobody is really competing over each other with a farm. So that works out really well. And we're kind of able to divide and conquer with market share. If everybody is in like their own different neighborhood, we can take market share in each of those. So it works out really well for our team, but that's the main contributing factor into deciding where our farm is, and it's where we live. The second thing is the size of your neighborhood. So if you live in a really teeny tiny neighborhood and there's only a couple streets, there's probably not a lot of turnover in your farm. So you may want to think about expanding it to a larger area. I've talked to people before who were really interested in farming and wanting to get it up off the ground, but they're just in really rural or small communities. So just expanding that a little bit more. So maybe if your neighborhood's really small, maybe it's the 3 neighborhoods that are closest to you. If your town is really small, maybe it's your whole town. If there's not a lot of turnover in your area, but the strategies that I'm going to share will definitely work depending on like the size. So you can do these whether you've got a really large farm. Some of ours are pretty large. And if yours is more medium or even small. So getting into farming and how we call it digital lifestyle farming, people do business with people and does anyone know the fill in the blank there?
The people they trust.
Trust. Yep. That's definitely one. Trust has to be there. If you're going to list their home, which is one of their biggest investments that they'll have in their lifetime, there's got to be a lot of trust. Who else do people do business with? Kind of before they trust you, they kind of have a feeling that they generally like you. So we like people, then we trust them. And before we can even decide if we like people, we actually just have to know who they are and know them. So being known is really important. So people do business with people that they know, they like, and they trust. Real estate is a business of relationship. That's how we gain trust, is through relationship. And if there's not trust there, it would be really hard for somebody, like I said, to put one of the biggest investments of their lifetime into your hands. Mailers are not relational. So again, mailers play a part, but mailers are not really they might get somebody to know you and do that like facial recognition when you pop up in their mailbox every now and again. But the mailers aren't really doing anything to get people to like you. In fact, we get people who don't like us when we send our mailers out. Sometimes we get that angry person that is like, please stop sending me mail. So sometimes it works in reverse with mailers. And then trust is really hard to establish too, just over a piece of paper. Getting somebody to trust you takes time, and it takes relationship building, which also takes a lot of time. So in order to get people to know us, like us, and trust us over the course of time, our strategy, we do it differently. And like I said, we call it digital lifestyle farming. So we'll talk a little bit about it being digital. And we'll talk about how we incorporate lifestyle into that too. So how do we build relationships? Since real estate is a relational business, how do we go about building those and getting people to like us and trust us? No wrong answers, so you can just toss them out.
Not just getting them on the phone or talking to them in person, face to face, or verbally.
Yeah, having a conversation. Absolutely. That's how we get people to like us and over time trust us.
Add value somehow to them of what's important to them.
Mm-hmm. Right. Exactly. Bringing them value, being helpful, helping them, answering their questions. Right. And that kind of stems from having that first conversation. Like you said, Annalyn, we find out through conversation what is important to them, what their problems are, what their pain points are, and then how we can help and come alongside them. And that's what builds that trust. So having conversations, getting to know people, what their problems are, and how we can help, providing value, all good things. So the first part of digital lifestyle farming and how we build relationships is done digitally. So where are all the people hanging out all day, every day? And it's on social media, right? since 2020, a lot of the workforce went virtual. So we're not even really in offices like we used to be. A lot of people have gone back, but some people have continued to work from home, and we're definitely more of a digital society than we were years ago. It was so funny. My mom and I were talking about a high school reunion. Her high school reunion is coming up, and she's like, I just don't know that I'm even going to make the trip and go, because I already know what everyone's doing on social media. So we're losing that kind of like face-to-face and relational thing, because what was once like an opportunity to kind of catch up, we don't really need anymore, because social media has transformed it. And we already like feel like we know people who are strangers to us. Like, I follow this girl's Instagram stories, and she talks about monarch butterflies. I have no idea. I think she's in Indiana, but I know her and I like her and I trust her because I buy stuff that she recommends. Never met her before, right? But we've been able to build relationship and trust over social media over time. So who here is in their neighborhood Facebook group? If you have a neighborhood Facebook group, are you in it? I see nodding. Yes. Okay. I am too. My neighborhood has 3 Facebook groups, and I'm in all 3. Right. And it's just because it's that connection. It's our neighbors. We want to know what's going on around our community. Like, what are some events? Who are these people? So we're hanging out on social media all day. Even if you are at an office, you pull your phone up and open Facebook at least once, right? So where can you get where everyone is? And that's where it is. So that's digital part of our farming. So if you are in your Facebook group, your neighborhood Facebook group, and the agents, and I'm sure if you are, like, agents are too, so you've got to show up in there in order to get people to know who you are, like you, and over time build that trust. So if you don't have a neighborhood Facebook group, there's not one that exists, create one. You totally can do it. We created a Facebook group last year. Not going to lie, it's hard and it's a lot of work. It's a lot of content creation that goes into it. But in the end, it has been so worth it for us. So if you don't have a neighborhood Facebook group, I highly encourage you to just go ahead and bite the bullet and create one. It's what we had to do last year, not for farming purposes, but for other lead generation purposes. And it has more than paid off the time, effort, and energy that we took into doing it. So if you've got a Facebook group, show up in it. If you don't have one, create one. If you want tips on how to create one, we can talk later because I've got all the strategies there. So, social media hit list. This is what we do every day. So the agents on our team that are really focused on farming as one of their biggest lead generation pillars for their business, they do what we call the social media hit list every single day. And this is also where you as admin or your virtual partners can come in and help. A lot of the agents will do it themselves. Our Rainmaker, we have a virtual partner who does his social media hit list in the neighborhood Facebook group every single day. So what does it look like? 20 likes. So scrolling through all the posts that have popped up in your neighborhood Facebook group daily, and you like it. If people, there may not be new posts every day, but there's probably new comments every day. So go through and like people's comments that have commented on the different posts in there. So you want to make sure that there's 20 likes going on in your neighborhood Facebook group every single day. Then you're going to make 10 comments. It can be new comments on new posts. You can go back to old posts and make comments. You can search for a specific topic. Maybe something popped up with one of your real estate customers and seeing if anybody in the group has posted about it before, and you can go back to an old post and make a comment. So 20 likes, 10 comments, 5 friend requests. So these people are your neighbors, right? They're not strangers, not complete strangers, because they are your neighbors. And they're going to see when you friend request them that you have groups in common. And if you're neighbors, you probably have friends in common too. So they're likely to accept your friend request. Why friend request people in there? Because then they're going to show up on your personal feed, and they're going to see your personal feed where you're probably posting real estate content, but also just about like your life. So again, they're knowing you. And then once they see your personal content, they're liking you and they're trusting you. So just building that relationship. And then every day sending 2 direct messages. It can be about anything. Hey, I saw you were at food trucks last Friday. Which one was your favorite? Something super casual. Hey, I know you just moved in down the street. How are you liking the neighborhood so far? Not real estate related, right? We're not gonna go there like right off the bat. But just being friendly. Hey, I saw you ask this question in the Facebook group. Got a great recommendation for you. Provide value through those direct messages. Josh, my rainmaker, he just went through his neighborhood social media hit list, and he went back and asked people who he already has relationship with, hey, are you keeping an eye on the real estate market? What are your thoughts? Right? So that engaged them in conversation, but it also kind of crowdsourced for him a little bit, just to get an idea of what the general population knows and thinks about what is going on in the market right now. So I thought that was a really engaging, smart question, but it was with people who he's already spoken to before, not like somebody new to the neighborhood that you're just automatically going for the real estate kill off of. So, but this is our hit list that we do every single day. Like I said, the agents who are focused on farming do it in their neighborhood Facebook groups every day. Our other agents, and me included for my own personal, we go through, we have specific people that we just want to stay in relationship with and connect with on a regular basis. So out of the list of people who I like to maintain relationship with, and these are people who are my friends, you know, not necessarily for like for real estate purposes, but just to stay in flow and connected to as like a human. So liking their posts, commenting on their posts. I like to do 5 friend requests a day just to add people to my sphere and my network, and then sending 2 direct messages. And those direct messages can be happy birthday. It can be, hey, I saw you were on vacation. It looked amazing. How was it? So just things that stay in flow with your network. Any questions on our social media hit list and how we do that in our Facebook groups? Awesome. If you do have a question, just stop me. All right. So what is the best way to show up and build relationship? And no one wants to hear this, but it's video. That's the answer to everything. It's video, and you get better over time. So this was really interesting. I was at a real estate conference in January. It was a sales conference, and they said, did you know that communication, like full communication, is 7% the words that you actually say and come out of your mouth. 38% of communication is the tone with how you deliver those words. And 55% of communication is body language. So most of what you say, or most of what people understand from what you say, is based on how your body is moving and your face is moving and reacting while you're having a conversation. So if you're only communicating with text, you're missing like 93% of the possible communication that you could be having to build relationship with a person. Posting on Facebook is great. It's not as, if you're not posting on Facebook at all, making a text post is great. Making a video post is infinity times better, because not only are they hearing or seeing your words, they are hearing your tone and your delivery, and they're also seeing your body language, which is welcoming and inviting, and people are going to get to know, like, and trust you more and quicker if you are fully using all the different aspects of communication. And they can only do that if they can see you. So we can't like go to our neighbor's house like every single day, every single neighbor on the street, but where are they all hanging out on social media, and where can you communicate with the large majority of your neighborhood over video in that Facebook group? So what do we do in that Facebook group? We're in there, we're doing our hit list, show up with value. Just like Annalyn said, that's one of the ways that we build people being able to know, like, and trust us. We want to give them value before we ever make an ask of them. So we think of it like a bank account, and we're making those deposits of value, value. And then I can withdraw and ask. But we're not ever going to, and that's kind of like what the mailer is doing. It's showing up in the mailbox and it's immediately asking for business from people who don't know you, like you, or necessarily trust you. So there's no value built up in that. There's no money in that bank account for you to make a withdrawal on. So we want to make sure that we're making deposits so that later on down the road, we've earned the right to make a withdrawal. So how do we do that? Market stats videos every single month. It does not work if you are not consistent. And then everyday value videos. And I've got some examples to show you. So you can take this back to the agents on your team and your rainmakers and come up kind of with your own plan for how this will work for the agents who are interested and committed to farming their neighborhoods. So let me pull up. I've got some saved, I've got some content that I saved. All right. Here's a couple of, so Josh is my rainmaker. We get a ton of business from his farm. And then I've got Austin, who is also, they call him the mayor of Beacon Lake because he has just established such dominance in his neighborhood as the go-to real estate agent. He may not win every piece of business, but he definitely has a conversation with probably 99% of the people who are looking to do real estate business in his community. So I'm going to pull up their videos of what their market stats look like. These are filmed on iPhones. Like there is no, Austin's might be a little fancier, but there is no fancy equipment at all on Josh's that I'm about to show you.
Hey, Bartram Springs neighbors, it's Josh Rogers, and this is your real estate report for our community, Bartram Springs, in January 2023. Now, this is what we're seeing. Interest rates have dropped just a little bit, and we saw a lot of buyer interest flood back into the market over the past 3 weeks. Actually, on a couple of our listings here in our community, there were multiple offers and above list bidding wars. It was unbelievable. One of our open houses had 45 people walk through the doors in only 2 hours. So while the market really stalled and started to dive over the past 6 to 7 months, something has happened here in January, right this moment in time, where the buyers have rushed back. So if it's on your radar, thinking about selling and making a transition, now may be a good time to revisit that idea. Now, the stats for last month, there were 3 homes that sold and closed in Bartram Springs. 5 went pending under contract. There were 5 new listings that hit the market, and that made it a total of 10 active homes for sale. The average price for January was $518,000 in the month. Last January, the price was $427,000, so that's up 20% same month last year. Now, inventory, which means the amount of homes for sale, is up 3x, and then it's taking 30 days average for a home to sell, 30 days on market. One quick plug, I want to let you know we are building a business directory for Bartram Springs. That's on another post. So if you have a business or a service or you're in sales that can serve the community, make sure you jump on that business directory so you can get exposure of residents supporting residents. I hope that helps. I'll see you guys around the food trucks.
So that it's really simple. He's standing in his front yard for like, you probably don't know that, but he's just standing in his front yard with his iPhone up like this. Main things we talk about are just like what he said, how many active listings there were, how many went pending, how many sold, what the average price point is on the market, and then how long listings are typically sitting on the market. So very much watered down so that just the average consumer can understand what he's talking about. So there's a little bit more talking and explaining of what these numbers mean versus people who just get on and they're like, we had 3 homes sold and there's 10 active listings and the average price point. So like, what does that mean? How does it compare so that somebody can really understand? Because that will get the trust. Right? You explained it so well. I totally understand it. Here's Austin's is kind of longer, so we'll just take a little quick peek. Whoops.
Josh Ambrose, here you go. You challenged me to shoot a video while I'm on my treadmill that I have under my desk here. So here we go. This is the video I'm shooting for you guys. And really, it's a bit of a recap, just an interesting little, I don't know, tidbit I stumbled across going through the numbers, looking at last year here in Beacon Lake. So I figured I would share that with everybody while walking on the treadmill because Josh wanted me to. But in any case, so in 2022, looking at 2022 as a whole, I weeded through, took out the new builds, took out the resales that weren't really listed on MLS, that were some investment sales, investor sales, and things like that back and forth. And so we had 28 really clear resales in 2022 here in Beacon Lake. And overall for the whole year, the average price per foot was $267. And the average days on market was 33 days on market. That's looking at Beacon Lake as a whole. Of course, we know that doesn't tell the whole story, does it? So what I did is I went, really, I think it was like around July 25th where everything.
So just a quick peek so you can see how they do their market stats. It's not fancy at all. Like Austin tossed a few graphics on his down at the bottom. But overall, he's standing at his desk walking on a treadmill, right? Like, this builds relationship, right? He knows what he's talking about, but at the same time, he's a real person who's just walking on his treadmill, trying to get his steps in the daytime, right? So we can all relate to that. It's kind of funny. And also he's laid back, which will resonate with the type of customer that Austin really wants to attract to his business. Austin is like a really great, totally experienced and knowledgeable real estate agent, but super laid back, right? So let your vibe attract your tribe. It doesn't have to be some like buttoned up, super fancy, like stiff market stats report. That's not the way we roll. So don't feel like there's that pressure to do that. I've got one more, and it's one of the ladies on our team. This is Adrienne, and she does a phenomenal job. She's kind of newer to doing the market stats videos. So just so you get an idea of, you know, what someone who hasn't been doing it for as long as Josh and Austin have. So many of your agents, this will probably be new for them. Just keep going.
Hey guys, I just wanted to give you a quick market update for St. Johns County for January 2023. Here in St. Johns County, the median sales price is $526,500. It's actually down a little bit from the previous month, but still up from this time last year. Homes are sitting for about 63 days on the market, so Homes continue to sit a little bit longer than they used to, and there's a few factors that contribute to that. But one of the things that is a factor is something I'm actually really excited about, and that is that there are more homes on the market. So we currently have 4.8 months worth of inventory here in St. Johns County. So if you're looking to buy a home, there's a lot more available than there was this time last year. So definitely let me know if you have questions about what we're seeing out here in the market. But we're really excited that there's now some inventory for buyers. And if you're thinking about
Yeah, so super super casual, super laid back, super friendly, and it's very easy for us to get to know them, like them, because we can hear the tone that they're talking with and we can see their body language. These market stats happen every single month. That's how Josh and Austin have built up like the large amount of farm business that they have, is because they do it every single month. I will hop back in. Any questions on the market stats videos before I hop back in? Thoughts?
Do they use any type of like video editing or anything, or is that just them talking like straight?
That's just them talking straight into their iPhone. Yes. Yeah. And that's a really great question and a really good point to bring up. One of our mantras is, oh my gosh, I just had it and I just forgot it. Complexity. Complexity is the enemy of execution. So the harder you make this market stat video, the harder it is going to be for you to do it, right? Because there's the buildup, like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to do all this editing and I've got the graphics and it's going to take me 2 days, right? So complexity is the enemy of execution. The easier you can make it, the easier it's going to be for you to do it. Like I said, Josh and Austin run major farms in their communities. Like they get major amounts of business from their farm. And Austin's walking on a treadmill and Josh is standing in front of his front yard with an iPhone. And there were no graphics on that. Josh used to do super fancy, videos, and I've got a few queued up to show you from like later on in the presentation. So there is some editing and graphics and music and stuff, but we haven't really found that it moves the needle. People do business with people that they know, like, and trust, not people who have phenomenal video editing skills. You can have great video editing skills and not be a person that somebody likes. So, plus it comes down to the consistency. So if you are making it into this huge production that never gets done, or it only gets done every other month, Josh and Austin and Shauna and Adrian, who are doing it every single month, are going to beat you every single time because they're showing up more. Even though it's just their face, they're doing it more often. They're showing up more often. They're building more relationship. They're getting more FaceTime. So an iPhone is all you need. That's all you need to make it happen. So we like to tell people that to encourage them to just go, but great question. All right. So we talked about video. We talked about our market stats, everyday value videos. So those, Josh, my Rainmaker, we've built our team off YouTube. It's where the majority of that was our #1 lead source. Farming was number 2. #1 was YouTube. Our #1 watched video on Josh's YouTube channel is how to get rust stains off your driveway. Josh, the HOA came around and was like, you got to get these rust stains off your driveway or we're going to fine you. So he had to get them off anyway. So he filmed it. So he used, I don't know, some kind of product that people reach out to us all the time. And they're like, do you sell this? Like, no, we don't. Like, but just from watching this video of Josh removing rust stains off his driveway with this certain product, it's everyday value. It's one of our most watched videos. And so he had to do it anyway. He filmed it and he posted it into his neighborhood Facebook group. What are our other popular ones? Oh, the HOA also came around and got him about his mailbox, and he had to paint it. So he just filmed himself painting the mailbox and tossed it into his neighborhood Facebook group. Hey guys, the HOA got me. I bet they got some of you too. I got to paint my mailbox. So here's how I'm doing it. And he just posted it in there for other people to know how to do it too. So that kind of just everyday value that people are showing up with, people are doing stuff around their homes anyway, because they have to, and they're just popping it into the Facebook group. What else have we done? Oh, we're in Florida. So those of you who didn't know, we live in Florida, Jacksonville. We don't get snow here. But in December, we had nights that got down, don't laugh at me, but it got down into the 30s and we didn't know what to do, right? Hurricanes, no problem. Sharks, no problem. Alligators, no problem. But if the temperatures drop below 30 degrees, it's like full on panic here. So we had to like cover our pipes. So our water pipes in our house didn't burst. Who knew? So Josh went ahead and filmed that. He put some kind of foam around his like water pipe thing on the outside. And so he just filmed it and he posted it on his personal Facebook page and he posted it in the neighborhood Facebook group, and the comments and the likes, like the engagement, there was so much, oh my gosh, thank you so much. I had no idea, right? Like, oh, this is so helpful. So that is the kind of everyday value videos that we post. Also interviews with small business people. Austin built a pool on his house a couple years ago, and he interviewed all the people that came and did the work on the pool. So the people who built the pool, he interviewed the owner of the pool company. They had an outdoor kitchen put in, so they interviewed those people, and then he had conversations with the people who put the screen on. So he's doing it anyway. So he's filming these people. He's building business and vendor relationship by interviewing them. And he's also helping the people in his community, giving them resources to go to if they want to build a pool or screen in their patio. So these are just a few examples of like the everyday value videos that we are posting to help build that relationship in our farm communities. Okay, so that's the digital portion of how we farm. And now we're getting into the lifestyle portion, which we kind of touch on a little bit already. But organizing your lead generation around what you're already doing in your life. So here's a few things, and I'll go into detail on a couple others or a couple of these. But live stream at food trucks. We have community amenity centers in a lot of our neighborhoods. I'm not sure if y'all have those, but like where the pool is, every Thursday or every Friday, like 2 or 3, 4 food trucks pull in, and the neighbors come and just get food, get dinner off the food trucks. Our agents will go and they'll just do a filming like, hey, here's the food trucks that are here tonight. I hope to see you at the food trucks. We've got this one and this one and this one. I'm super excited to try this. So just providing value, letting people know, hey, this is what's up here tonight. An agent who is not on my team, but I heard speak at a panel back in November. She had a really great, and do this if you want, our team has not, but it was just a nugget that I like stashed away. She goes to food trucks in her community and she takes 5 little tickets with her, and she tells the people who are running one of the food trucks, and she's like, hey, give this ticket out to the first 5 people that come up to you, and dinner is on me. So, and it doesn't say her name and what brokerage she's with. It just says her name. That's it. Not like, hey, dinner's on me, get a free CMA, right? Like there's no underlying motive there at all. It's just goodwill. And she's just the first 5 people that show up, dinner's on me. Maybe it's the first 1 person or the first 3 people. But I thought that was just a really cool gesture of goodwill for the neighbors. She doesn't do it every week. But every once in a while when she's a huge giver. She's like, I just go up with tickets and let them know. And at the end, I'll come back and, you know, charge out. So I thought that was really cool. So live streaming at the food trucks. We do community contests, which is super fun. And I've got examples for you in just a second. Garage sales. So garage sales, you can organize for your community, which is a lot to take on. If you want to do it, awesome. A lot of the communities around here, the HOA will organize them. So somebody already handles it. If your community has a community garage sale and you are not organizing it, what one of our agents does is on garage sale day, they go and get a bunch of donuts from Dunkin' Donuts and they take them to the people who are holding the garage sale. So going up and saying like, hey, good morning, grab a couple donuts. I know it's been early out here for you. And why? Because who is having garage sales? Who's participating in garage sales? Most likely it's people who are going to sell their house, right? They're getting rid of the clutter, getting rid of the extra stuff because they're going to sell their house. Oh, let's have a garage sale so then we can talk about selling the house. So by bringing the donuts or coffee or whatever, you're getting in front of those people first and having a conversation, and they'll probably, oh yeah, we're thinking about selling. And then there you go, boom, you're in a real estate conversation. So you don't have to necessarily organize the garage sale, but take something special, donuts, really easy, around and just give them to the people and start conversations in your neighborhood. Fun community events, I've got examples of for you in the next few slides. Community interest groups, I've got examples of, and then community festivals, I've got some examples of too. So we'll take a deeper dive into all of these things that we use to generate leads through just life that we're already living anyway. We're just being a little bit more intentional. So one of our favorite community contests is Yard of the Month. So several of our agents who have farms do Yard of the Month every month, and the community is involved. They ask in the Facebook group for nominations. So every month, our agent will be like, hey, it's that time of month again. We need nominations for Yard of the Month. Which of your neighbors has an amazing yard? Shoot it over to me. And so then they'll take, the nominations, post them in the group, like, hey, here's our 2 to 3 nominees for this month. Whoever gets the most likes wins. So you can see here, like, here's Josh. He does Yard of the Month. This is from September. Congratulations, Yard of the Month. And then he does like a little interview with them on how their yard looks so amazing. So what makes the biggest difference to make your yard really stand out? If you use any services, what companies do you use? Providing value, right? Resources, companies that already do a great job in the neighborhood. So Josh is like making that connection and being a connector, a go-to resource person. What are your biggest tips? So just a quick interview. I really like that. A picture of the family with the sign in their Yard of the Month. And then this is what our Yard of the Month sign looks like. I think it may have been like $50 for that sign, $75. But it's just a metal, like an L-shaped metal sign holder. And then we had a sign company it's like the same size as our for sale signs, but we just had it say Yard of the Month instead. So $75. The winners do typically get a gift card. It can be anything, like a $25, $50 gift card if you want to do 100. I think they might do 25, but to like Lowe's or Home Depot so that they continue to like maintain their yard. So yeah, this is our Yard of the Month contest. I know Josh does it. I know Austin does it. I know Eric does it. So in the next slide, this is our Christmas light contest that we do every single year. So Eric does an amazing job on the Christmas light contest in his community, and he did so well and got so much engagement in the Facebook group that the HOA for his community actually asked him to take over Yard of the Month. And so they were like, hey, do you want to take over Yard of the Month? And he's like, absolutely. I get that many more opportunities to show up in the Facebook group. Bring it on. Yes, I will do it. So this is our Christmas light contest. I'd say we've got 4 agents on our team who do Yard of the Month. We've got probably 7 or 8 agents who do the Christmas light contest every year. Obviously Yard of the Month is every month, so 12 months out of the year. Christmas light contest, you can start it typically when most of the Christmas lights in your neighborhood go up. But here's just some examples of our social media posts and what those look like, what the kind of script looks like. But here's a congratulations. They do it weekly, so Christmas light contest is done every week. Here's the weekly winner for Josh's community. And I mean, you can look at the engagement. 98 engagements, likes, and loves. So at least 98 people saw the post, 98 people engaged, probably twice that, if not more, actually saw it. So it's an opportunity to show up with goodwill. Here's Eric's. Eric's Christmas light contest is a Griswold Christmas. So his prize for the weekly winner is he has a giant card. I don't think it's cardboard. Well, I think it is cardboard, but I don't know what he did to like weatherproof it. But he ordered a giant life-size Clark Griswold cutout off Amazon, and he sticks it in their yard for the week. So it's super fun. And he also has like a moose cup that goes to them too. I don't know. So it's super fun. The community loves it. It's a Griswold Christmas at the Smith house. So you can see like, here's that. They got the most votes. They got 84. So this is like their congratulations post. Let's give it up for the Smiths at the address for the most votes this week at 84. I'll swing by today with the trophy and your Griswold Christmas ornament prize. I found 6 entries that were a combined 320 likes. So way to participate. I love seeing all the entries for week 1. Let's keep it going and start nominating for week 2. So this was just like his announcement and like, let's get going on to the next one. But that engagement is there, 320 votes. This neighborhood that Eric lives in isn't that crazy big either. So I'm shocked at like that much interaction. And then here's another one, what a nomination looks like. I'd like to nominate this address for this week's Griswold contest. And so send it in with a photo and then people vote. So there's some examples or some scripts, if you will, if you want to run this, like what ours looks like and how we do it. Questions on Yard of the Month or the Christmas lights? Cool, we'll keep going. All right, this has been kind of newer. Community interest groups. Again, it's just lifestyle. What do you already like? And like, how can you involve other people to do what you already are liking and doing anyway? So just bring people along with you. Agents love to bring people along with them. So here's a few things that our agents do every single month, and there's more, but these are just some. We have a whiskey tasting group that meets every month in the neighborhood. So it's a neighborhood whiskey. These are all neighborhood. A whiskey tasting group, a bunco group, a cycling group, Several people do Bible studies in their neighborhoods, supper clubs, and then business networking groups. You heard Josh mention in his market stats that they'll be doing like a business networking group. And so I've got some examples of that too. I've got a video. Obviously, this is a video. So like if you're doing it, go ahead and take video of you doing it anyway and just post it in your group. So this was a video of Josh like cycling that he posted in Bartram Springs Living, so his community. And then I've got I saved a video from Austin's. This is his Beacon Lake Whiskey Bourbon Night. Oh, I just took a picture of it, but I remember why I did it now. The engagement, like 129 likes, and then 36 comments on it. And he also posts it in his Facebook group or in the neighborhood Facebook group and invites people to come. You can see all the people who are in the background and all the bourbon that's in the background. It's really popular. They do it every single month and people love it. Austin likes to taste bourbon, so why not bring some other people in to taste bourbon with him, right? He's already doing it, you know. Shauna Plays Bunko. This is example of one of the Bible studies that posts up in the neighborhood group every week. This is a neighborhood like supper club that meets monthly. So lots of just different ideas for community interest groups. And this is what we do for business networking. A couple of our agents led a training on this last week. They started their own Facebook group for their Bartram Springs networking. So they have their own private Facebook group, but they also post about it in like their public neighborhood Facebook group. And to get people in, what they did is this is just a Jot form. You can use Jot form, Google form, any kind of form generating platform that you want, but he just posted the link in the neighborhood Facebook group and the people would fill the form out. And you can see Neighborhood Business Owners Unite. Let's share and help each other. Austin has been doing a business networking group in his farm for probably a year now, and it's been really successful. It's BNI without the membership fees. Right? So anyone can come. I'm pretty sure there's more than one realtor in Austin's, but you know, the more the merrier. So different small business owners come, they can refer each other business, get to know, like, and trust each other. And then being a networker or a connector is a great way to show value and help other people in your community. So the more you're able to refer and make those connections for them, the better it is. So this has been wildly successful for the agents who are doing it. And these are just some casual community events that we've done. This is a screenshot of Josh's post in the Bartram Spring residence group. He wanted to do a turkey trot with his kids. A lot of what Josh does stems from just making memories with his kids. So it's things that he's already going to do with his kids anyway, but just inviting others to join in too. So Bartram Springs Turkey Trot, this was Thanksgiving morning. Let's get out, run the loop around the amenity center before we all eat turkey for the day. See, yeah, hey everyone, before I go into a self-induced food coma, I'd like to get in some exercise tomorrow morning. My kids and I are going to walk, and they were just going around the loop, right? Invite anyone to join in. We'll meet at the clubhouse at 7. Happy Thanksgiving. So just an opportunity to connect. I don't know that anyone showed up, and I think he told the kids we're doing this turkey trot, and when they showed up, it was like just them, and they were like, well, like I thought we were doing a race. But even if no one shows up, right? the exposure is still there. The invitation was there, the goodwill was there, the FaceTime was there. So all of it, it was making deposits into a bank that they can then withdraw from later. So I've got a few videos of our community events, and I won't play all of them, but these are obviously, they all came from YouTube. So they are on our YouTube channel. And it's, if you want to follow our YouTube channel, it's Moving to St. Johns County with Josh Rogers. So a lot of our event videos are there. Of course, the ads are going to pop up, so I'm sorry.
We all want more of a good thing.
More.
And Miss Moore was no different.
We're out here hot and sweaty, trying to stay cool with Kelly, Adrian, Shauna, Penny, and Austin. It's National Ice Cream Day, so our real estate team has rented an ice cream truck along with our partners with Jet Home Loans. Thank you, Jason and Aaron. So they have over 65 flavors. So coming out for the next 2 hours to celebrate National Ice Cream Day. This is a beautiful day.
Josh, because I was using some videos since we were building a house. Oh, that's right. That's right. Which was great. So I love you guys.
How long have you guys been in your Durbin house now?
So 4 years. 4 years and a couple months.
How do you like it?
Love it.
Can you talk a little bit about how this fair has been up to this point?
I kind of started with a blank sheet of paper. I didn't know what to expect. It just, the way that your team's responded has been very informative, very smooth, very helpful, even though I've asked about a million questions.
So that is our ice cream truck event. We've got just and again, it's a local small business. We love supporting them. They are amazing. We've done the ice cream food truck 3 or 4 years now. They just pull up to the amenity center and give ice cream off the truck, and at the end we pay for it all. We have sponsors who help us do that too, preferred lenders or home inspectors, title company. So whoever you want to enlist, like this is where an administrative role comes in to help organize these events and get sponsorships. That video is one of our more edited videos. I think it was from like 2019. We've definitely scaled back on our editing that we do now. But we use that event. It was for past customers and our VIPs. They came out, got free ice cream, and we used that opportunity to get some of those testimonials that you heard in the video. And then that video then goes into the neighborhood Facebook group. So people are saying, oh my gosh, they gave away free ice cream. Oh, these people do trust them. They do actually work with people. So that was one. Ice cream truck, super easy. You just call them, they show up. It's awesome. This one, oh, this is way more edited. We like to do events at Dunkin' Donuts because we just show up. There's no setup. There's no cleanup. People just show up. We swipe the card and then we're done at the end. This was for Mother's Day. We currently don't do this for Mother's Day anymore, but we just did it last week for Valentine's Day. We call it We Love You a Latte. And like I said, we just show up at Dunkin' Donuts. We don't have to do anything. We just pay for people's coffee. So this is a quick video that we posted in our neighborhood Facebook groups and also on all of our social medias too, to invite people to come out for Mother's Day.
One utility. Hashtag fuel tank empty. Moms, how do you do it? You are by far the most underappreciated people group of this planet. How can you help, Josh? Well, I have a couple ways of helping. Rogers real estate team with EXP are going to treat all you hardworking, underappreciated mommies to one of these things. We're doing the medium iced latte caramel. It's supposed to have the most caffeine and the most sugar, which maybe I should be a mom. Any type of foo-foo coffee that you want, you deserve it. So come and get it on us. Mama's run on Dunkin'. Now I get it. I think this is the start of an addiction.
So it's just a lot of personality, a lot of like fun. Don't let your agents be afraid to just let go and be themselves. Let's see, I think this last one is our Christmas caroling. Yes. I love this event.
This or this.
So again, just a super, like there wasn't a lot of editing. The editing on all these videos we don't do in-house. They go to a virtual partner who could do it. I think some of them we went to Upwork. We currently have virtual partners who do all of our video editing and graphics for us now when we need them. But we just hired this out for our larger events. We don't do even actually. I'll show you what we did for Valentine's Day. And I thought I had it queued up. It was just last week. So Josh, like when we did Valentine's Day, we don't even do, like I said, we've really scaled back on the amount of editing that we do now. And this was our Valentine's.
It's Valentine's Day. It's awesome to see all of our friends and customers and family come out. Thank you for everyone's trust and your support. We love you a latte, and stay posted for our next team event. It's Valentine's Day. It's awesome to see all of our friends.
And then that's it. That's what we did this year. So we've really scaled back. You don't need all the fancy editing. Again, complexity is the enemy of execution. So done is better than perfect. Posting something is better than nothing. But our Christmas caroling event is super easy and fun. Again, it was something that our team wanted to do with our kids anyway. So we invited people to come along with us. As admin, like a lot of the organization of these little events will come under you. I know Christmas caroling was largely under me, but it's just a couple graphics to post invites. We did that video to post an invite. Super easy. I dug this up. This is our songbook. So we just created songbooks for everybody. And it's got like the words to all the songs. This is not fancy. It was printed like off a printer, and I think we had our kids staple it. So it's nothing fancy at all. On the back, of course, we have like our real estate team's info, so that if anybody came out, they knew it was sponsored by us. Music, we just had a Bluetooth speaker and I created a playlist on YouTube. So we just walked around like to that YouTube playlist, singing to all the neighbors. Amazon has these really cool little finger lights that we got for the kids. So they went around with lights on their fingers. And at the end, just some cookies from the grocery store and some hot chocolate. And that was it. But again, it's just, we were already doing it anyway. So even if no one showed up, no big deal. We wanted to do it anyway. But it's making those deposits and just putting out an invite and some value and goodwill for people, just showing up. I love the Christmas caroling. It's always fun. We haven't done it in a year or two, but it's one of my favorites.
Hey, Kelly, who
Yeah.
for, so I'm assuming like for the ice cream thing, it was sponsored and stuff, but does the team collectively go in and pay for like the Dunkin' Donuts one or the yard of the month, or is that individual agents, they're responsible for that cost each month? And how does that work?
Great question. So yard of the month and the Christmas light contest, that's on the individual agents. Our team does splits differently. So if it's self-generated business, so if they are farming their own community, that's considered self-generated business. So their split on that is higher. So we put that on them. If that's something that they want to invest for their business in, they do get a higher split on doing it. So that's why we have some that are really invested in building their farm business, because they can do less business at a higher split. So that's for them. The larger events, the team does pay for. So, and sometimes we will get sponsorships, sometimes we won't. The ice cream truck, we always have sponsors to help us because that's one of the larger events that we do through the year. Love You a Latte, we just did it as a team. What did we spend? $250. So we invited all of our past customers and our VIPs, who we want to stay in flow and relationship with. But yeah, it was like $250. That was it, just for gift cards for Dunkin' Donuts that we just swiped. No cleanup, no breakdowns, no setup. So $250, our team will pay for that all day to get FaceTime with our best people. Yes.
Thanks.
Good question. All right, so that leads us into perfect segue to our ROI. So I'm going to harp on mailers again, just a little bit. Yard of the month. So this is kind of like what that investment looks like to break it down a little bit for you. So yard of the month, a $25 gift card every month, plus a $50 sign, one-time spend, $350 for the year, your first year. So the next year it's only what, like 300, because you take out the $50 sign. So super cheap. When you post that content in your group, and I'll say this with the monthly market stats too, it stays up there forever and it's evergreen. So same with the monthly market stats. In the video, it's free. It costs nothing. We're not editing it. We're using our cell phone. There's no special microphone or lighting. It's free and it's evergreen. So if anybody ever like goes to the group and searches like Bartram Springs market, Bartram Springs real estate market, whatever, it's likely going to pop up, or people will continue to comment on it and it will pop it back up in the group. So it stays there, and you're not paying for it. So the Christmas light contest is a $25 gift card if they choose to do that. $25 gift card every week for 4 weeks, if that's how long they choose to run their contest. So that's $100. Plus, if you want to sign, some people do like the yard of the month sign, but it's like community Christmas light contest winner, and they stick that in the ground. $150 to run the Christmas light contest. And you saw all the exposure, 350 or 320 votes in 1 week. Like, I would pay $150 for that all day. So the turkey trot, the business networking group, the whiskey and bourbon tasting, the Bible studies, these are all free. It's just people getting together every single week, but you're showing up at no cost. So we do mailers, like I said, we do them. So one set of our mailers, and our mailers are typically like just sold. So if we sell a home in one of our farms, we send it out to the nearest 1,000 homes. And I have got this program that we use linked in my presentation. I'll show you in a little bit. One set of mailers, 1,000 postcards, costs us $330 for each mailing. And if we do just one of those a month, it costs us almost $4,000 a year. So $3,960, and then it goes in the trash. Versus our monthly market stats video, which is a couple minutes of feeling uncomfortable, and the cost is free and it stays up there forever. So the only cost is your time and whatever you think your ego is being hurt, but it's not, right? Versus one set of mailers every month, $4,000. So being digital and being relational and building your lifestyle around the community that you already live in and your neighbors is much more cost effective, and it gets your face out there more than $4,000 worth of garbage. So this is mainly what the agents do, right? But what can you do as an admin? You can bring this strategy back to them, right? So LOL. They love new ideas, right? This is a new idea that is proven that works. Like our team, this works. It's not just an idea, it's like a proven strategy. So you can take this play and give it to an agent on your team that is looking to grow their business. An agent who maybe already does farm, but let's take it to the next level and make it more relational. You can take it to your rainmakers or your team owners and say, hey, I just know this is something, do we want to offer it to the team? Maybe your team does want to pay for yard of the month. That would be something that, you know, your team would work out. But maybe you take like a little piece of this and implement it. But anyway, this is proven. You can take this, suggest it. Don't tell them you got it from me. Just be the hero, right? So what else can you do as an admin? You can run the hit list daily for your rainmaker, for your owner. If you only have a couple agents on your team, you can do this for them if you have the time to do it. You can find somebody to leverage this out to for your agents on the team to do this. You can run the contest. So you run yard of the month for your agent, right? If they live in the farm, you can get in their Facebook. I get in Josh's Facebook all day long. Get in as them on their Facebook account and you can do all the posts, right? You can ask for the nominations, you can track and count the nominations, you can make the post that announces the winner, you can order the gift card and you can hand it all to your agent and say, here's everything, I need you to just go drop it off to your next door neighbor that lives next door to you. So like make it as easy as possible for them to do this, right? Eliminate the roadblocks, create a system that makes this smooth so that it can be something consistent that will build up business over time. Pull the market stats for their market stats videos. They don't have to do that as admin. We can do that. We can, we get our market stats from the MLS. So if you can get into the MLS or your local real estate board, wherever you can pull those, pull them for them, create the script for them and say, hey, I've got my phone and I've got 10 minutes. Let's go ahead and film your market stats video really quick and I'll get it posted for you. Eliminate all the friction and do it for them. Come up with content ideas for videos. ChatGPT is like now my new best friend. So it's AI and it will tell you anything you want to know. So come up with content ideas for videos. So I've been asking it, like we're doing hashtags and stuff, but you can ask it like, hey, what are the top 10 like home decor tips for, I know Annalyn, you're in Richmond. So in Richmond, Virginia. Or like, what are the best home maintenance tips for the month of March, right? And it will generate all of them for you. You write a script for a video based on removing rust stains from your driveway and ChatGPT will make it for you. And then you just hand it to your agent and film them, right? Like just do it all for them. Plan and coordinate the events. I know you guys probably already do that already. So just these that are more localized to the neighborhoods. Our agents who are successful with their farms, we will cover a portion of the cost of their events. We have one of our agents, she is newer, but she's very quickly establishing a farm. And for Christmas this past year, we did selfies with Santa. We did not hire a photographer, right? Like we've done that in the past. We did not do that this year. We got a chair, we bought a blanket. One of our agents, I bought a Santa costume off Amazon and one of our agents wore it and families came and they took their own pictures. which is what they want to do anyway. They're going to do that if the photographer is there, so they don't have to wait. They're going to use their phone anyway. So we called it Selfies with Santa, and they decorated cookies. I ordered cookie decorating kits off Amazon. So it doesn't have to be huge. We paid for that event for that agent on our team because she had brought in a lot of farm business to our team. So when you can make a deal like that with your agents, if you want, if you bring in a certain amount of business, we will pay for an event to happen in your neighborhood, or you get this amount of budget to have an event in your neighborhood. Another agent brought in a massive amount of farm business to the team. So the ice cream truck this year, we had it in Josh's farm, but it also went to her neighborhood too. So we did 2 locations with the ice cream truck, 2 weekends in a row. So just some things, but planning and coordinating the events so the agents don't have to do that. Obviously we already do that anyway. You can create and manage the Facebook group, which is work. But you can do it, and it's well worth it. So if you don't have a neighborhood Facebook group established already, not that you're even the admin of, like, your agent doesn't have to be the admin of this neighborhood Facebook group. They just need to be active in it. But if there is no neighborhood Facebook group at all, maybe we've got a ton of new construction here. Maybe it's a brand new neighborhood and they just don't have one yet. So go ahead and establish it. It's worth it to create a Facebook group if you don't have one. But yeah. And then I was also, I think that was it. Questions on how you can help out as an admin. I know you guys are already good at taking stuff off your agent's plate, and that's really all this is. Like, here's the ideas. So how can we take stuff off our agent's plate? Probably the very first thing on here should be accountability. So there's going to be some accountability in here. You're going to have to push a little bit to make sure things get done and get done on schedule. Maybe you create a calendar. One of the things that after this event, I have a little breakdown of what we do monthly, weekly, daily, and throughout the year in our neighborhood Facebook groups that you guys will get. But it breaks down like those things, a lot of those things you can do, or you're going to have to hold your agent accountable to doing, because the only way that this strategy will work is if you are consistent with it. So definitely finding a way to hold your agent accountable. Maybe you put it on their, maybe you put all these things on their calendar each week. But finding ways to help. Okay. Mailers. I know I've bagged on mailers. We use them. We do them. These are the 2 programs that we use. We use Mailbox Power, which I have pulled up. Hopefully it'll come up. There it is. Okay. So Mailbox Power is a direct mailing platform, website, program. And they have specific real estate content because so many realtors send out mailers. There's a whole real estate section. I think there's also an insurance section too. But there's all this real estate content that you can pick from. So right here, there's postcards, introducing yourself to your farm area, introduction to your neighborhood. They do just solds. Here's 12 postcards, homeowner maintenance tips for every month. It'll send one. Recipes, homeowner maintenance tips. These are evidence of success. So just solds that you could send out. These are the real estate market is hot. So asking for a free CMA or list your house with me. This one's cute. So there's just tons and tons and tons of real estate there's even more than this. These are just the specific real estate ones, but there's more content on Mailbox Power. I don't know why they're not showing up, but there are market stat postcards, which is what we are going to use. We're not there yet, but that's our plan. We're going to use Mailbox Power to send out our market stats. So we're going to do the video, of course, but just to drive it home on a postcard too. So 1 a month with the monthly market stats on it that will go out. we don't send these to everybody. We also use a couple of programs that will, and Mailbox Power will do this too. You can get a list, a mailing list through Mailbox Power, and we bought one for Josh's farm. It was incredibly cost effective if you're going to spend the money to buy a list. And we were able to narrow it down, right? So we were able to target who is most likely to be moving, because we don't want to send it to the people who just moved in last week. They're not going to be selling their home. So we're able to target and narrow down. Mailbox Power will do this for you. You can also use, in the past to get lists, we've used Corefact and Prospect Now. So those are two sources that we've used to get lists. And we narrow them down and target them to people who have owned their home for 5 or more years. And, you know, it's at from this price point to this price point. So we're really targeting it and zeroing in on our ideal customer there. The other that we use is Listing Power Tools. I don't know that many people have heard, have any of y'all heard of Listing Power Tools? No? They're based in Orlando, Florida, which I don't know if that's why we've heard of them and a lot of other people aren't, because we're not too far from Orlando. But we use Listing Power Tools. And we use the Power Mail. So this is the $330 mailing that we send out for just solds. So this is we do a Power Mail campaign. You can do just listed, you can do open houses. We do only just solds for our mailers. You have to enter a tagline. And it generates this postcard. This is the front, super professional looking. All you have to do is just upload your photos, your listing photos, and then choose a couple. So that's the front. And then this is the back. And then it's got your agent's name and all their info on it. So this is Listing Power Tools. And we send a just sold out just for Josh's farm. So any homes that we've sold in the Bartram Springs neighborhood get a just sold that goes out. It goes out to the nearest 1,000 homes. We're not able to target this one down at all, but it goes out to the nearest 1,000, and it's $330 for 1,000 postcards that they automatically send out. We know they're doing it because Josh lives there and he gets the postcards sometimes. So he's like, I'm glad you guys are still sending these. So this, you can do it for just listed. We do it for just sold. It has a QR code on it, or text this number or something on it, but we will get leads from it. So if people scan the QR code or they text in the number, we get a notification that somebody has asked about this property. So there is like a little like lead generation tool that goes along with it. We know these work because when Josh goes for listing appointments, people will typically have them sitting on their counters. So we know they've gotten them, they've saved them, and it's been a reason why they've reached out to us. If you're interested, like if you're doing mailers, cost for Listing Power Tools it's a $35 monthly subscription. And then after that, just whatever products you purchase from them. I'm not an affiliate or whatever. It's always been really smooth with Listing Power Tools. They do these power packs too. We used to use these for all of our listings, but you get like all these different, you get 150 print pieces, like a sign writer, flyers, door hangers, and the flyers are like 5 different sizes. And anyway, we used to use that as our listing marketing materials, and it comes in this really big box. For us, including shipping, I think they were like $45 a box for 150 pieces of marketing. So I really like that company if you're interested. Mailbox Power, we have an executive membership that I think is $200 a month, and it includes 200 free cards a month, which postcards are included as cards. So you just pay for the postage. that goes along with those. All right, so that is mailers. I saved it for last, just because I like the other stuff that we do better. But this is me. You can reach me. My email is kelly@joshrogersteam.com. You can find me on Facebook. That's probably how you found this webinar, either in the Facebook group or on my Facebook, but friend me. I love having friends on Facebook. Send me a message. If you want to dive deeper, if you're going to take this strategy and really run with it and implement it, and you run into any roadblocks, or you want to dive deeper, I've got a Calendly link. Just reach out to me and I will give it to you, and you can grab any time available that's on my Calendly for a goals call. Like I said at the beginning of the presentation, I've held every role that exists in our team, from EA to TC to finances to DOO to ISA. I'm also a licensed active agent. I've listed and helped buyers too. So I am a coach with Your Realty Leverage. If coaching has ever popped up on your radar, or it's something that you really are interested in to take you to the next level with your goals this year, also sign up for a 30-minute goals call, and we'll have a conversation about coaching and what that could look like for you and how it can help you move to the next level, move your business to the next level over the next year. Any other questions, comments? What are you going to take away from this presentation to implement?
I think basically all of it. I think one of the things agents struggle with is like, yeah, you give them the idea to farm, but then if nobody teaches them how to do it, I think the examples that you had were excellent, for it. Is there a way to get the slides for this too? So that way, like if we want links to those videos or anything like that for it, we can be able to show like, hey, this is a team in Florida. This is how they're farming and this is what it looks like. Because I think that's something that agents really respond to, of being able to like see it versus just tell them about it.
Yeah, let me, I don't see why I can't just download the slides and send them out to you guys as a PDF. Like I said, I've got a breakdown of what we do monthly, weekly, and daily for our farming also. So it's not pretty. I'm not a graphics person. But if you just want to take it and like slap it on the wall or pass it out to your agents, it's just a really easy like reference sheet of what you should be doing monthly, weekly, daily, and then throughout the year event wise. But yeah, let me check with them to see if they would be able to send out the PDF of my slides. I don't see why we couldn't.
Okay.
So
will
yeah.
you be sending us the recording for this so we can reference it as well?
Your Realty Leverage will, yes, somebody with their team will email out either a link, I think it's a link to the recording that you can watch over and over again. Yep.
Perfect. Awesome.
Yep. Was this helpful?
Yes.
Excellent. That's my goal. Make sure you guys got some help and some value today. All right. Any other questions before I let you go? Perfect. If you are watching the replay and you have any questions, there's my email and you can always find me on Facebook. But thank you guys so much for coming, and it was great meeting you. And I hope you have a wonderful day and good luck farming in your neighborhoods.
Thanks, Kelly.
Have a good one.
You too. Bye.